here, hope you're doing good. Welcome back to Apologetics 101, where we've been dealing with the question, is there evidence for the Christian faith? Today we're dealing specifically with the question, is humanity more than just physical material? Is there a non-physical essence to humanity? Is there a non-physical essence to humanity? Let me begin by asking the question, is your mind and your brain the same thing? You might be saying, yes, maybe, I don't know, haven't even heard that question before. I'm going to show why this is important, because I'm going to show that the mind and the brain aren't the same thing. Alright? And since they aren't the same thing, this gives evidence that there's a non-material essence to us. There's a non-material essence to us. If there's a non-material essence to us, we have to come from and created from something or someone that is outside of this material world. This material world. Let me give you a couple examples, but starting with what this is called the law of identity. The law of identity is basically stating if two things are exactly the same, they're identical. If two things are exactly the same, they're identical. So we're asking about the mind and the brain. Are they identical? Are they exactly the same? Are they just physical? Alright? Are they just physical? Or are they different? One physical, one non-physical. Well, I'm going to show you that one is physical, one's non-physical. By giving you two evidences. The first is public versus private. A lot of this comes from J. Wallace. I encourage you to check him out. And so public versus private. The brain is public. All right, if you have brain surgery, the surgeon can see your brain. It's public. Anybody can see it. Your mind or your thoughts are private. People can't know what you're thinking unless you tell them. Even if I was going to have brain surgery, if you're going to have brain surgery, people still won't know what you're thinking. Doesn't matter if I can see the physical brain, I don't know what you're thinking. That's private. So we see that they're very distinct, very different. One is public, one is private. One is physical, one is non-physical. And secondly, one is measurable, one is not measurable. The brain is measurable. You can weigh it, you can measure it, you can do all those different things. Your mind, your thoughts, you can't weigh, you can't measure, you can't do any of that with. So we just see from these two things simply that they are not identical. One is physical, describing the physical brain. One is non-physical, which is your mind and your thoughts. Why this is important? Because this shows that we are not just physical beings. There's a non-physical, there's a non-material essence to us. And let me just point out a couple other reasons that show that the mind is evidence for us being non-physical, that there's a non-material essence to us. The first is the unity of the mind. The fact that our mind is unified, there's a unity, all right? If we were just atoms, a collection of atoms, atoms don't have minds, atoms don't have thoughts. So why would a collection of atoms have a mind and have thoughts? Well, we do have mind, we do have thoughts, showing that we are not just a collection of atoms. There's something more to us. There's a non-physical, there's a non-material part to us. Also, our ability to reason and be rational. You can't get rationality and reason from irrationality, unguided, blind material process. We have rational thoughts. You now have rational thoughts, which can't be explained through a purely physical process. There's a non-material essence to us. And lastly, I want to point out the continuation of the self. When you're 7 to now, you are the same person. Though you have changed physically through history, all right, I don't look the same as when I was 7. I look very different, but I'm in essence the same person. Why? Because there's a continuation of me through history, a non-physical part of me. Now, I want to point this out because I want to show that humanity is not just physical. We have a non-physical, non-material essence to us. Our mind and our brain aren't the same thing. We have a non-material essence to us as human beings. We are conscious. We have a conscious, rational mind that points to the fact that we have to come from a conscious, rational mind as our creator. You can't get a mind from a non-mind. You can't get rational from irrational. You can't get conscious thinking beings, which we are, from non-conscious material. You see what I mean? The fact that we are conscious, rational beings gives evidence that we come from, that we're created by a conscious, rational being, meaning God. So is humanity just physical? No. We have a non-physical, non-material essence to us that can only be explained by the fact that we're created by God. Well, hope to see you guys next week. You have a good day.